Hello everyone! Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's crypto top 100 crypto show. Top 100 crypto countdown. Crypto tastes great. I have to play with this a little bit though, just to make sure YouTube's working. So I don't even know whether we're live or not. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, all right. Looks like we're rocking and rolling. Well, that's good to see. Welcome back to the Frivolity. This is our weekly crypto show here we do on YouTube. It is streaming, and actually we did put the link out on Twitter, but I think that's about all the social media I'm capable of right now. Anyway, welcome back to the Frivolity. My name is Brian Beamish, if you don't know. But I'm sure actually most of our regulars know my name. Anyway, I have on my regular co-hosts. I don't really introduce them early enough, so we should probably introduce them right off the bat. Get them part of the conversation. First, we have the Romanian Nightmare out of the left corner. No, our resident killer trader, Crypto Traders Arena's president and CEO. Paul. Hello, Paul. Are you here, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning
Yes,
for me, at least.
You're early in the morning in Romania. And actually, this kind of works well. Well, actually, pretty early. But hopefully your local Romanian crowd there that participates locally there can listen to you over their breakfast coffee or something.
Yeah, they'll watch
Yeah,
later.
anyway. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I see a few of our regulars over there on YouTube. Hi, guys. Adam, Samari. And I suppose Paul's over there on YouTube, too. He's playing Good Cop, Good Cop. So,
Yeah.
if Paul's a good cop, then that means my other show co-host, the Floridian, are you the good cop, too? I think you're a pretty good cop. Anyway. Ben, are you on the call with us tonight?
I am. Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
There. You do sound like you're a little far away. I don't know whether maybe.
Oh,
There you
dropped my
are.
mic.
Yeah,
There we go.
you are.
How's
You're
that?
much closer now.
You back?
Anyway. Hello, sir. How are you this evening?
hello.
Evening for you and where you are, right?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Doing great. Happy to be here as always. And yeah.
Fantastic. I suppose both of you are, well, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But you're feeling a little bit more optimistic about the space now that we're into 2023?
It's been a nice start to the year.
It's been a nice start to the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully
a bottoming year.
Yeah, well, I suppose if we listen to Mr. Benner, probably should be expecting some sort of bottom through here.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just January. So
It's just January, yeah, that's right. Well, up and down and up and down.
you can go a lot lower.
I suppose up and down is better than down and down and down and down and down and down.
And only down, yeah.
Down and down. Which I have seen before. In fact, every 4 years. And now all of you regulars who watch this, and I know we got, a pretty good core of, there's a few hundred like hardcore watchers out there. I notice the statistics are pretty consistent. So, and you all, I mean, the interesting thing is you probably all know the message. So, if anything, what you're hearing is just a validation of everything that you've been sort of learning over the past few years. But once every 4 years in crypto, and usually it's just exactly about the time when somebody says, this time it's different. So usually you get that little trap in there and wham! For a good year, it's down and down and down and down and down and down. So good to see that we're finally maybe in a basing year. I think on our little app, if you do watch this video later on, we do have this app. I don't know whether we actually really promote it on the YouTube feed. I'm not even quite sure how you do that. I'll throw it in the chat room if you guys want to use that app. It's probably good to bookmark. You've seen actually when we do these broadcasts that Ben he has been posting a lot of his work recently, especially like the Litecoin and the Bitcoin fib time studies. Those are so cool. Really, this is almost like a little mini library unto itself. So awesome. And we've done a pretty good job recently. I suppose I could probably help out a bit more. Done a pretty good job posting charts that we have been looking at through these shows. I guess probably could do a little bit more. So, and I do notice that this disclaimer, maybe we need a little bit of work on it. But I think everybody should understand this. This should be for illustration purposes, education purposes. The one good thing I think about our video broadcast is we don't really shill any particular idea. It's just a bunch of traders who actually just, like to trade this stuff. And if I see something that I like, I'll just buy it myself. In fact, I don't think the only time I'll see something that I like and that I'm not long, I'll be immensely jealous and I'll be angry that I'm not in it. But if I like something, I'll tell you I like it. If I see something that looks silly, I'll tell you I'm kind of asking for trouble. And I also too really like this show from its diversity perspective. I think all three of us, me as sort of like old gnarly wasp broker guy from sort of the brokerage industry. Paul, I think, brings a very unique, very strong presence from Eastern Europe, which I think is super cool. Also, too, I think, and then Ben, I think, is, in my opinion, I think he's a very down-to-earth, very real gentleman that I really enjoy listening to. So I think the crew that we have on here right now is it's good balance, good mix. I actually been really enjoying interacting with the audience, too. I noticed that there's a bunch of regulars that come on and we just chit chat away. So, if you are watching this after the fact, this is a very interactive experience. That's supposed to be the whole point of this. So please feel free to try and tune in. I guess pretty regular time. Where are we here? 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, and of course poor old Paul. Is it 5 o'clock in the morning there for you? 4. Oh, you soldier. You're awesome. I try to get up for 4:45 for the Gold Open with my trading partner Chris, and damn, that's difficult.
I don't have a problem to wake up. Doesn't matter the hour.
You're the man.
If the alarm goes off, I'm up.
You are the man. If anything, that's a great testament to your trading group. And actually, I heard that you're having fairly regular videos too, eh? You were saying so.
Yeah.
Paul's getting into the video business. Do you go on camera through those videos or still off camera?
No. The important thing is the information I give, not my face. I try to keep my identity. I don't like to be so on.
So maybe I think you can get, Paul, you were saying you can basically get your group's contact information through your Twitter handle, correct?
Yeah. From Twitter you can find anything you want to know about Crypto Traders Arena.
If you want to get in touch with Paul or any of his various resources, and that newsletter that you present to us, that's basically like a free newsletter that you give out to people, right?
Yeah, and the daily plan is free for everyone, for at least.
So Paul is the man. Awesome stuff. All right, and I thought probably only appropriate we check in right off the bat instead of waiting for the end to update our leaderboard list. And again, I mean, of course, the broken clock's always right every once in a while, right? So what's interesting is to see Paul every once in a while waver and actually give us a less bullish reading. But Paul's bullishness is paying off big time right now. Way to go, sir.
Yeah, a broken clock is
There
right
you
2 times a
go.
day.
I
So.
mean, you're consistent. That's the important thing with you. You trade your setups. Setup said you're bullish, so you are a bullish setup hunter. Awesome. But you also
When I'm looking at a weekly chart, I have to
but
be
you
bullish.
also take some shorts in the market too, don't you? I think I've seen you do that.
Yeah, on all the scalping level, I'm going long, short, doesn't matter. If I see a setup, it's mine.
Well, all right. And of course, Ben came in a close second, and the Beamish. Actually, interesting. I did get a reason to get even more bearish here this week, but this vote here last Wednesday, a little bit premature. So I'm probably gonna we'll wait till the end of the show to do our new votes. But congratulations are due to Paul, and to a lesser degree Ben. So, and Brian's in the doghouse. Let's see what I want to hear. I guess I can clean that up later on. I guess just a quick overview what I'm sort of suggesting to people in our sort of daily videos. And by the way, if you do enjoy this, we do like a 30-minute daily summary video. I think they put it up on the YouTube page. I'm not exactly positive. I think they put it up on the YouTube page. So you can check in. I try and do just like a quick 30-minute overview of, let me just see if it's on the channel, of the market. And then we also have these little shorts that are just a few minutes long. Yeah, I see they have the little short videos that are about 6 minutes or so on the page now. So anyway, lots of fun videos for you to review. Yeah, so be sure to check out the channel. Of course, most of you who are watching this are already pretty familiar with it. Okay, so as you can see on the screen here, I have a liquidated signal, line. And I have a long from signal on this screen as well. And that basically was a function, these trades were a function of our algorithm that we recently built on the site. And it's been fun watching this progress. Over the past year or so, we've been, sort of getting it up to speed. Kicking the tires, if you will. And I decided to just take the bull by the balls here, just over starting sort of 2022. In fact, really, I wanted to get long off of this bottom signal here. I did get flushed out, but then on a reversal back on the long side, went back in on the long side. And interestingly enough, this was actually the lion's share of that big recent rally there. And then on the cross, I'll tell you, when the DI goes 100 and 100 on both, I mean, it's awfully hard for the market to move up further than that. I mean, that basically says everything is bullish, everything is up, everything is pointing buy. And ironically enough, that's actually, you can't get a more definition of a top. The rubber band can only be stretched so far, and that's like the absolute pinnacle of the rubber band being stretched. And sure enough, it broke. We got a cross there. And really, this is measuring the broader crypto market's strength and weakness. And I personally have found over my career, and if you want to trade the stock market, you can do the same thing with the S&P 500. But we built this page specifically for you crypto people. And, crypto site users. And I think that was a very well-timed trade. And the interesting thing is that it actually didn't meet with the best reception online, which, on social media and stuff, which ironically enough in itself was a tell that it was probably a half-decent idea. The interesting thing about this is I could actually make the argument that we could even press right back up against these highs. maybe even trade to new highs, because this is actually what they technically call an ascending wedge. You can see higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. I even put out a message on social media. Was this event? And I think this was not only, believe it or not, I think it was blamed on news, but I think that the market broke because more about options expiry, which of course I talk lots about on the site. This Friday is a really important options expiry in the stock market. It's an institutional options, what they call LEAPs, or long-term equity asset participation securities. Well, there's a mouthful. I was thinking top in like the broader stock market earlier, and I still think that the based on open interest data that we look at through the daily brief videos and stuff, I still think there's a case to be made that the S&P could come down a bit more. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I do think to a certain degree crypto and Bitcoin, they're also related to that. And I think also, too, some of the crypto stocks, I think Wall Street didn't want them, and they don't want them on Friday to be uppy. I think they would prefer them to be on a down note, not an up note. So, with that said, I don't know. I mean, I think that they sort of pinned the blame on the break in the market on this big, Department of Justice investigation and intervention, regulatory body, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I've got the headline somewhere on the site. And then, of course, the news was they went and slammed some Hong Kong based, I think it was, but anyway, Russian cryptocurrency exchange. And the regulators threw the book at these guys and arrested the founder of the exchange. And oh boy, that was the big news. Something seemed a little suspicious about all that. Having said that, I think they achieved what they wanted with the move. I think they did break the back of this sort of relentless grind higher. I don't know whether, I mean, the indicators themselves, as I said, the problem with the market is it is a lot of times it is like a rubber band, and it just gets too stretched in one direction, and it needs resolution. It needs relief. And I think that's exactly what's going on here, is that they sort of broke that overbought, over-the-top bullish euphoria. And I got to tell you, there are a lot of crypto names that, in our lounge. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous how many people are banging out doubles. And you listen to Paul here coming up. My hunch is he's going to have a lot of profits to talk about. So it does kind of make sense that maybe we just need a bit of cooling down here. And this is the interesting thing about this, is that this isn't necessarily a top call. All this is our algorithm has sort of suggested that maybe it was a little dangerous to be long then. Let's maybe let the sort of market settle down a little bit, bring that rubber band sort of back down to midpoint, and if and when that happens, I actually conjectured on social media, and I feel pretty comfortable about this kind of thinking, that I'd actually like to see the market kind of just go sideways for a bit, and then there you go, there's an image for you, and then maybe even set up a trend continuation trade. I like this thinking right now. Is there money to be made, hitting the market, maybe trading lower time frame short setups here as we go through this consolidation phase? Probably. And my hunch is Paul's going to tell us how he's ripping against the highs, shorting, and he's going to be buying back on panic dumps. I mean, that's just what traders do. But on balance, actually, I don't think that there's anything really out of the ordinary going on here. I also think too that there's a lot of downside pressure on this market into the tax loss selling deadline that I think artificially kind of sat on a lot of tech stocks, a lot of sort of, crypto related names, especially, the whole controversy around SBF and all that. And I don't know, I think I get the impression, you see this, the calendar year, basically here's January, and what has the price done since like literally January 1st? That, let's call a spade a spade. They call January as sort of a barometer as to how the year's going to go. I gotta say that's the, that we're about halfway through the month right now, and wow, have we ever had one hell of a ramp up here first half of the year. Does that sort of foreshadow this kind of, maybe we have to consolidate a bit, but really this is only half of the move, and by the time we get to March, April, May, we're talking about back up to 20, heaven forbid, even $30,000 a Bitcoin again. That wouldn't shock me. Strap on your seatbelts, folks. It's going to be a pretty wild year. And how ironic, right? I mean, basically, what was the talk we heard around here? Well, all we heard was, I actually, what the one tell was, that this rally had to happen here, and I couldn't believe it. You can come on the site. There was one person, I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but one person posted in our lounge, and maybe Ben or Paul, if you could just scroll back through the chat. It was a few weeks ago. I don't know. It might take forever. I don't know that you have that much history in your chat. But one person posted, "Hey, look at what's happening in the conversation and Brian's talk about 51% attacks." And literally, like, right in here, there was talk about 51% attack. And I've told you guys repeatedly, especially on public shows, on the weekend shows, that is actually a really good harbinger that we're probably near some sort of bottom. So anyway, go figure. Is this ultimately the bottom and all that kind of talk? Unfortunately, I don't think so. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I think 2023 is going to be a really, really bumpy year. I think Bitcoin by definition and crypto by definition are extremely volatile assets, and I get the impression, I've shown you guys in years gone by, well, maybe not years, but cycles gone by, maybe while Paul's doing his presentation, I can go find the charts to show you. Actually, they probably should be in here. Yeah, here we go. I worry about what the cost of production is. And if I understand, actually, this is slightly different. I do. The interesting thing is 78.6 off that whole range is that 16,000. So, there will be people that will say, well, Brian, didn't you say just buy 70-80% corrections and you'll be fine anyway? Probably. But I get the funny feeling, and this is not the chart I want to show you. I get the funny feeling before I close that, and I hope we have it in here. Darn. Fudge. Ben, let's see what Ben's got here for me. Ben's actually, be
that's that,
much smarter. Oh, there you go. What's the date of that? December 27th. Nailed it.
Right there.
Yeah, can you see that? Is that, how close is that to the actual, the bottom? So, 27th of December, 2022. Look how many views. 600,000 views. Kaboom. How close was that to the bottom? Probably was pretty darn close, eh? Thanks for finding that, Ben. That's totally awesome. Yeah, so where's December 27th? Right there. So interesting how right there, that date right there. So interesting how we went down, played with those lows, just couldn't go through there, and then didn't look back. Especially following the year end. Wow, that's such a cool illustration. Major transition in market state here. Major transition. So really super cool. Thank you, Ben, for finding that.
Thank you for posting it.
Yeah. Was that off of my Twitter feed? I did that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it was a a
right
retweet.
on. Cool.
That you had done, yeah. On
yeah,
in
what
the
I
chat.
wanted to show you, maybe you can tell me where I can find this on the and I'm so bad at finding these darn things while I'm talking on these shows. But I'm looking for the chart that I have of this cycle versus the recent cycles. I don't know if it's one of these or not. I don't think it is. Do you have an idea what the heck I'm talking about? I don't know. I don't see it.
No, it's off my head.
That was
Sorry.
pretty vague, wasn't it? Terrible. Just give me a second here. Crypto. Actually, this is and these are the kind of well, I mean, this is sort of a more macro kind of thought. But when to buy, when to sell. But I guess this kind of works for what I'm trying to say here. So these were the previous cycles, and where are we now? We are right there. So I've thought all along that I think our cycle is going to look like this yellow cycle. This was 2014-15, where we had a big dump to actually start the year, and then we had a massive counter trend rally. And I wonder if that's sort of the phase that we're going through. So that's back here. This was actually the first year that I was in Bitcoin. I still think that this is going to be our year, where it's going to be this back and forth, back and forth. So are we kind of going through this right now? You know, and actually it might be interesting just to measure this whole range. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Paul even said that this current rally that we just had hit 61.8. Was that you who said that, Paul? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And that was sort of your reason to justify shorting up top here, right?
Yeah, and on lower time frame I had another reason I had some divergence. Was an SFU setup. My adaptation of SFU
Sure.
setup.
Well, we'll call it the PFU? PFU. Actually, look at that M right there. Is that not a case for learning how to trade M's and W's right there?
And take a look at something else I'll present later, but take a look at the candle body highs. That smaller one, that the middle of the M.
The candle.
The market goes down and then up. No, exactly in the M.
In the M.
Candle body high, yeah. Candle body highs for trade location, exactly in the M. If you put a trade in exactly in the short reload zone there, yeah, in that area.
Yeah, that would have been sniper 61.8. There's Mountain Man.
Yeah. I framed that in live stream.
Yeah, then I would have loved this level here. Would have gotten in a little bit late on the trade, but I love those inside bars. I used to always call that harami. Actually, we'd call that actually that looks like it's a full harami. What's the close of that? 21,532. 21,531. Yeah, so that's even a full harami.
Yep.
Wow, what an incredible top, eh? Damn. Stone cold.
Nice one.
So actually, yeah. So the point, I suppose, is what the hell is the point? Oh, I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, versus 2014. We had some pretty wild volatility to start the year then. And as I had shown you on that chart, although I don't know where the heck it is right now. Here. If you had just done a fib from here back up to here. It's kind of hard to see with all this stuff. Oh, actually it wasn't quite 61.9. I guess that was just about 50%. So Paul got a trade off. I seem to remember you saying that was, well, I suppose this little 61.8, this would be like dissecting this top right down to minutia. That would be cool. Okay. So, I guess I guess my expectation through the year is that we're going to look something like this, which means we're going to have some pretty volatile ups and downs. I'm also kind of worried about the fall, but at the same time too, I mean, watching the stock market, which isn't exactly like crypto, but watching the stock market, I'm a little concerned. This was the first week, so you can see in this particular case, kind of started uppy. There's January 2nd right in there, January 3rd, then big down, then up, then down, then up, then a nice little FU against the lows, and then just a monster rally into the end of the week. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to see something like that for the year. So, for the whole year, kind of down to start, then a huge up, which I think is that rally there. Then a down into sort of the latter part of the month. And of course, we've got this huge leaps expiry coming up here on the 20th. So you can already see they're already starting to bring her down here. And this should be really sloppy in here, right? This could be all over the place kind of thing. With this low going lower, that I think you're going to get something like that. And then some sort of insane rally into the end of the month. I don't know whether we head up back to new highs, but it kind of looks like we're going to take these highs out into the end of the month. So that's kind of the same picture that I have for Bitcoin. In this particular case, what time frame was that? That was a good looking time frame. 2 hours. Well, let's go up to 2 hours here. Where are we here? 2 hours. There you go. So I could see a similar type pattern. This one, remarkably though, look at crypto right out of the gate. I mean, just there's December 31st. There's January 1st. I mean, gee whiz, holy free holies. What was interesting was there was a gentleman on social media who tweeted out, "I see $7 trillion market cap for crypto by the middle of July." And we're all like, 7 trillion? Really? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Couldn't believe that, but I mean, hell, everybody's entitled to an opinion. So I certainly have one. So that's, I mean, let's just put this into perspective. I don't know whether I necessarily believe it or not, but if we change this to a weekly chart, this is, I'm not quite sure what the gentleman's logic is. I think it's something along the lines that he sees a descending wedge, and the target, I believe, again, I'm not quite sure I see this. You might see this in log scale. No, it doesn't change a hell of a lot. I'm not quite sure how he comes up with a $7 trillion number. I suppose if this, I don't even know if that makes any sense, but I suppose you could do low to high and then do some chaos levels off of that. I don't know how the hell he gets to 7 trillion though. I could maybe see 4 trillion, but that sure is asking quite a bit, eh? Anyway, so Shark Toshi, our level 2 instructor now, he's sort of like, okay, well, everybody strap in your seatbelts. I guess we're heading higher. I don't know. I guess that's a bit aggressive thinking. I actually do like the idea of crypto doing pretty well now in the short term, heading into things like the Ethereum fundamental event. So I'm not quite sure when that fundamental event happens with Ethereum, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some fireworks around that. I don't think it's going to be this kind of fireworks, but anyway, I suppose a girl can dream. I've been noticing, although, you know what, maybe we'll get into it later on. I'm going to leave my sort of commentary at that. I think that's a little pie in the sky-ish. I suppose in the short term, I might be thinking something along. And, you know, the interesting thing is that's not even really a top. We should go up and test that high at some point down the road here. I think probably my thinking on total market cap, and maybe we'll talk about this when Paul's done his presentation, but my sort of thinking is we probably need to trade back to this sort of 870 area. Then maybe let's figure out where we go from there. Actually, that's a nice fog and bomb picture. Should probably use that as an objective. So. All right, I'm going to be sitting here playing Connect the Dots and drawing my funny lines. What I think I'd love to do right now, if we could, is maybe check in with Paul and get his report. He says he's back. Did you have good smoke?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, you ready to do this thing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
What the hell, eh?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I'll put my camera picture
good.
away. Boof. And I'll stop presenting. There is P for Paul. And
No, I'm raising the hand. No, I have to share my screen. So I guess this one. Let's see.
Okay, looks like we've got your page on the screen. I'll hit. No, he's messed this up, but let's see if I can do this. There we go. That full screens me. If you want, yeah, okay. We'll leave it at that. I'll put myself on mute and tell us a story here today, sir.
Yeah, I could tell you a story.
Yeah, I could tell you a story. Weekly report. I'm trying to update this one to change the format. I cannot do it Sunday anymore, so I was thinking the best I can do is to do it before the Top 100 Crypto Show. So I'll do it Wednesday, my time. So Wednesday to Wednesday every week. So in that way, the report is at pinpoint. So it's fresh, a fresh weekly report. If I do it Sunday, it's a bit late for me to present this report. But if I do it Wednesday to Wednesday, could be a nice one. So from next week, I'll try to do it in that mode, and I'm trying to change some things to put in a different perspective my weekly newsletter. But for now, I have a mix between what I want to do and what I did before. So news and updates. In Crypto Traders Arena, we started the weekly crypto review videos. We'll do a video every Sunday at 4 p.m. UTC. And I put 4 p.m. UTC to be just before the Broil and Chicken show. I want to be able to look at that show. So I'll have it 2 hours or 3 hours earlier. 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, something like that. What we're trying to do in this weekly crypto review, we're trying to present and implement a plan, just like an example. It's not a financial advice, just like an example how we are playing the altcoins for the next bull market. So if I'll take a look at the spreadsheet I have, so you can see this is the plan, and a short and a really nice plan. I'll use little old lady in the bear market, sell half on a double, yeah. And after the bear market is over and we have the big weekly W's, I'll try to change the strategy and I'll use house levels. Yeah, so I'll try to sell 10% at every house level, and I'll sell everything at the P cycle top indicator. And when the P cycle top will give me a signal, then I'll sell everything. Or I'll put a limit order below the price if the price wants to go higher, but I'll take big chunk of the profit at that level or above that level. It's a 2 to 5 years time horizon, so it's an investment plan, takes a lot of patience. But with this idea we are trying to implement on Crypto Traders Arena, we'll do and on this spreadsheet I will put a lot of coins. I was thinking 100 coins we should cover in this year. We'll buy exactly the level we think they are the best, and I post that this one. It's free on Crypto Traders Arena. Anyone could follow. The videos are free. This spreadsheet is free. So who wants to learn about to implement this one, or at least to follow the procedure we do, I could do that. So let's go back on weekly newsletter. Long time frame, 12 months. You can see what happened. We didn't touch, not yet at least. We didn't touch 14K. I was expecting 40K, but we still have time. This year we can touch this one, even go lower. Nice bounce. I like this bounce, but if you'll take a look at weekly chart, yeah, it's okayish, but it's not the bottom. At least not in my opinion. It's not exactly the bottom. So nice bounce. I like this one, but keep in mind, for a candle like this to close, we have 11 months and 14 days. So it's just a preview of what could happen, nothing more. On the weekly chart, the investor chart, we formed a W exactly in the 78.6. You can see it, nice W. I'm still expecting the bottom of it lower, but you can see really nice bottom, really nice W at the 78.6. We have a nice location. We have a trend line. This W is the other side of the trend line. Maybe it's a bit early to call it up. I think so, but it's looking nice. What I will do with this chart, I even wrote in the newsletter. What I'll do with this chart, I'll wait for this bounce to finish, and then I'll just draw a simple long reload zone, and I'll wait in the long reload zone to see on lower time frames to see a nice W. Yeah, this bounce could go higher, even 24, even 27, doesn't matter. I'll wait and I'll draw my reload zone, and probably the reload zone will be at the top of this, in the middle of the W. You can see the middle of the W. In that area, I'm expecting a Wyckoff check and Benkoff check, sorry, and then I'll try to hunt again. Now for I don't know, weekly chart, even daily chart, it's a bit too high for my taste. Nothing to do. You can see the resistance in this area. Nothing to do. But at least we see some movement. We see some bounce. We didn't saw any bounce, just bounce and straight down. That doesn't mean we cannot do that even now, up and straight down again. But at least I have a W the other side of the trend line. I have something to work on. And from straight down to bounce and W the other side of the trend line, yeah, seems like we are in 2023, so we can get a bottom this year. On the daily chart, so we had a nice range. We played this range really nice, really profitable for me and for other guys. But at some point, you can see in the last part, we didn't have volatility. It was a bit ugly, and I even said this is ugly from now on. I don't like it anymore. After a period of low volatility, something violent has to happen. I don't know, up or down. The chart said up, but let's see. And we had a straight up move. You can see on the chart, if I take I guess this is from September, you can see the high, the low. We just touched the 61.8 and bounced right off that top, that 61.8. Just backing off, touching the 61.8 and then back down. That doesn't mean we'll retest now the top of the range, but I'm still expecting a retracement. I don't know if exactly, but a Wyckoff check of this level could be a nice one to to hunt for a location, to start hunting, start thinking long again. Now, so close to the short reload zone, no. I'm just on the sidelines on this time frame and I'm just waiting. I prefer to day trade, to scalp every day, to go long, to go short, but on this time frame, nothing to do for me. And I don't want to put a short on this time frame, at least to frame a short on higher time frame. Yeah, on day trading, I'll try to short the market, but we are too close to the bottom for me to think, I don't know, a swing short, a daily, looking at the daily chart. So I prefer, if I want to short, I'll go on lower time frames and I'll hunt a short. The indicators on this time frame, they are not in divergence. You can see they're just overbought. That is that simple. You can see nice OBV, wheelie is overbought, RSI it's overbought, MACD looks overextended. But I don't have, not yet, I don't have on this time frame, I don't have a bearish divergence. Let's take a look at 4-hour chart. So we had the short reload zone. Now we're just below the short reload zone. I'm still expecting the same movement in the range a little bit in this area, and then maybe we have a chance to retest the top of the range. You can see we didn't do a Wyckoff check of this level. We have a small support in this area, but this is nothing. It's just just 1 day. So I'm still expecting, if we draw a reload zone, we can manage to get a reload zone. Maybe if we are lucky and really bullish, we can frame something in a pump chaser zone. But we don't have a retracement yet, not even a pump chaser zone. Bearish divergence in the last move up. So you can see price moved up, and I don't know if I could put it on the same screen, but was on bearish divergence on MACD, RSI, OBV had some MEMS, Wheelie was oversold, so I was thinking, yeah, it's overextended. Let's see and try to hunt some short setups. And even today in the New York session, we do a live stream for premium members. Let me check if it's this one. Yeah. As you can see, I was hunting in this area, just as quick. So this is the high. I was expecting price to go and take some liquidity above this level and then back down. So I just framed my kind of SFU. What I do for my SFU, I'll do something simple. Let me see if I have the VPS. So yeah, now is looking the POC is at this level, so daily POC is at this level, but at that time was higher. You can see this was the POC. So I just put my entry here, my take profit exactly at the POC, and then I'll frame a trade to have 2-to-1. It's that simple for me. I'm not chasing higher risk to reward, only 2-to-1. I could get a nicer and a bigger risk to reward if I'm using only the stop loss. So what I'll do, I'll hunt 2-to-1, and then I'll train my stop loss at scratch, in profit, and put it deeper and deeper. If the market wants to go straight down, why not? Let's make more profit. But I had a nice short setup on 5-minute chart, really pinpointing the top. And even if you see, if you miss this one, you had a nice retracement. If you are zooming in, you can see even a nicer one. Yeah. So just take a look at this level. You heard Brian every day tell you about candle body highs for trade location or candle body lows for trade location. Take a look at this level on futures market. Yeah, this is a sniper level. Yeah, you put the entry here, you put the stop loss above week high, and you got a nice entry. The perfect entry. More than that, nobody can do. Yeah, and you got a nice short. But this trade is over. Some people still have it on trailing mode, they are still trailing to the downside. I closed the trade and I opened another one. You can see this is a a good level, a good bot setup. And I'm still in the trade. Nothing to do at this point. I'll be stopped out, so be it. If I'll get 50%, I usually don't move my stop to scratch at 50%. I prefer stop loss or take profit. But you can see another trade. So if I want to hunt a short, I'll go on lower time frames and hunt a short. I don't have to sit on a 4-hour chart or higher. That was my idea about 4-hour chart, and I did on lower time frames a nice scalp, nice win. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance on the 4-day chart. Back higher again. We have this range. A lot of coins now in the market. I don't know if Bitcoin will succeed to go higher. I don't know, 66, 70% on dominance. But we definitely could go and retest this top of the range. Yeah, at least the short reload zone. So if dominance looks like that, I don't know if it's the best idea to search for long trades on altcoins. I don't think so, because if Bitcoin goes down and altcoins go down even more, the dominance will go up. Until I'll see a clear M again in this chart, I'm not really interested in trading altcoins. I'm hunting some levels, but we are not there yet. So if the dominance looks something like that, you can see big W confirming. We had a small W confirm, bounce, retest. Now back above the big W. I don't think this chart looks bullish for me at least at this point. So higher highs and higher lows define a bull trend. Ethereum versus Bitcoin on the same time frame on 4-hour chart. You can see same short reload zone, top of the range. Seems like it's a balance between Bitcoin and Ethereum now. Nothing to do. We can stay in this area and range a long time until I'll see a clear I don't know, direction in this one. Nothing to do on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Yeah, it's in the short reload zone in the top of the range, but it's sitting at that level. You can see a 3-bar fractal top, but didn't fire yet. Nothing to do at this point. Total 2. Yeah, we formed a range between 400 billions and 700, and my opinion is we can trade a long time in this area, a really long time in this area, even most of this year. So you can see the trend line. Yeah, it's a clear trend line, well respected. Okay, good. I have this one, but I don't have a clear W. Until I'll see a clear W on this chart, I cannot become bullish. Could be just a dead cat bounce. Even if you'll go straight up to the top of the range, I still don't have a weekly W or 4-day W on this chart. So you saw in social media when the price was at 16K, 15.8, something like that, everyone was bearish. 10K, we'll go 10K. Let's play level by level. I was hunting altcoins in that time. I was hoping for a bounce. I was looking for bullish setup because I had the lower part of the range. Now the price bounced above 20K. Everyone is bullish. Yeah, we'll go higher. Yeah, we can go higher, but I don't think this is the end of the bear market. We are at the middle of the bear market, the period where we are starting to go in a range, in a really nice range. If you have the right strategy, you can accumulate a lot of crypto. So until I'll see a clear W, yeah, nice bounce, but that's it, no more than that. I have some ideas on altcoins. This one, I was looking on, searching on my futures account on Binance on the coins, and I saw this one. So you can see really nice bounce back in the reload zone, bullish divergence when the price comes back in the reload zone. You can tell this is a W, but not quite. You can wait a little bit more for a clear W. If the price will go up and confirming this W, yeah, you can hunt at the retest, no problem. You can see bullish divergence in MACD, bullish divergence in RSI. OBV looks nice. Price goes back and reload zone, but look at the OBV holding really nice. Wheelie was oversold, is not anymore. So you can hunt on this idea, at least in my view. Let's take a look at 1 inch, another idea. So on 1 inch, you can see nice W at the bottom of the range. Yeah, really nice W. I like this W. And a smaller W, even nicer. Nice bounce, nice confirmation of this W. But seems like with this correction in Bitcoin, the price wants to retest this W. So up to you if you want to hunt a level on the smaller W, a bit lower, or it's good enough for you to hunt at the Wyckoff Bankoff check of the bigger W. It's a small window of risk, and I don't know. First area to take the profit, if will bounce from this area, for me it will be 50% rule. If you want higher, yeah, I'll close 50% of the position here, and I'll try to get a better risk to reward on the remaining. But even on this one, you have at least 3 to 1, 3.5, even 4 to 1 to the 50% level. But this is on daily chart, so keep in mind this daily chart could take some time for price to come to go back down. Sushi, another altcoin, same idea. Yeah, I like a lot of altcoins did this move up, but not a lot of altcoins they have this nice W. Some of them they just have the bottom of a bottom. That V bottom needs a clear retest. If I have a W, at least I have a way to frame my risk. I'm looking for W's at the bottom of the market. So same idea. But on this one, I want a bit lower. Yeah, it's a smaller altcoin. The volatility is a bit is not so strong. So I'm expecting this level to be hit 78.6, and I'll risk all the way down to the week low. I'm waiting. I'll put my alarms, and I'm just waiting for that level to be hit. For more details, you can look at my Twitter page. Just 1 second, I have something here, and you can find all the details in the Twitter. You can find if you want Discord, if you want to watch videos. We do daily plan videos. They are free on YouTube, available for everyone. Where Stefan and I we try to frame in the London session. We try to frame some levels, to frame some setups for the day. So if you like that, it's okay. If you only want to just to take a look at this document when I posted, same idea. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll even post it on. You'll see it on Discord. I want to go back on this plan and this spreadsheet. So shout out to Brian Beamish. Why? Because the little old lady risk management strategy, I learned it from him and only from Brian. Yeah, and PSA and the house levels, the same idea. So everything I'm using in this plan is from Brian. It's not my concept. Little old lady is his concept. The house level, I don't know if it's his concept, but he at least his method to use the house level. So thank you, Brian, again. My plan is based 90% on your concept. Let's take a look at some, I don't know, some altcoins. I was trying to draw something in here, but it's something I want to post on Twitter. Let's take a look at the altcoins we have. Let's just put a 4-hour chart, and then I'll end my rant. You can see, yeah, nice move up. Nothing to do. You cannot chase this one. You don't have at least a 38.2% retracement. Nothing to do. You just wait for the top. If you want to short this one, I don't want to short. I just want to long in the reload zone. Yeah, if we are strong enough, if we are strong enough, and I see enough reasons, yeah, we can put a pump chaser zone. I don't know. I don't think it's time for pump chaser zone yet. But who knows? If I'll find enough reasons, I could put as a location the pump chaser zone and start hunting. Band, same idea. This one has more support in this area, but I'm still thinking we can go a bit lower and put another W. I need a new W for me to hunt along on this one. Comp,
Sounds like
you
you
can see
you
same
could
idea.
use a glass of water. Do you want to take a moment just to catch your breath?
No, I'm just having some problems with my neck, but
Okay, if you need to get a sip of
I'm good
water,
enough.
you've got everybody riveted.
Sorry.
Take it. Take your time. Take your time. No hurry. I mean, let's check in on the YouTubers. Let's see how they're feeling here. Are you guys enjoying Paul's presentation? Let's hear some feedback from you people. Actually, you know what? We're taking tips in Ron's this week. Just kidding. No, big shout out to Sharktoshi there for the tip. Appreciate it, sir. All right, we got one feedback from Big House. Good stuff, Paul. All right, did you get a glass of water? Did you get a sip of water?
Yeah, I'm good enough.
Okay.
I'm
I
okay.
mean, good stuff. I could hear it in your voice. Trust me, I talk lots, right? So I could hear that you needed a sip of water or something there.
I have the same tendency to talk a lot.
Okay, here we go. So everybody ready? We're gonna start part 2 now.
No. It's the end. No. It's We'll make this show 4 hour long if I'll keep talking. So, same idea on comp. Really nice move up. Yeah, on higher time frames, you can see confirming. It's not at the weekly W, not yet. But same idea on 4 hour chart. If you want to start hunting, just draw a simple long reload zone. I like to keep things really simple for my trading plan. So you can see in this area, you can see the support. If you look left, and just give me a clear W. And yes, at least touch this line and put a lower time frames at W on 1 hour chart with some bullish divergence. Until then, no. This one didn't even have a clear bounce, not even touch the high. So still ranging on this one, but same idea. If I'll get a clear setup, I have a good location, some bullish divergence in the past. You can see maybe change the time frame to search for a better time frame. This one, same idea. You can see the W at the bottom. Same, almost all the altcoins they look almost the same, with few exceptions. This one has a nice base, has a nice W, nice move up. On this one, I managed to get a nice entry and a nice win. This one is only on Bittrex, so let's just forget about it. Fat AI, same idea. If he wants to go higher, okay, go higher without me. But for me to be interested to hunt something, I need a Bancroft check at this level or close enough, something like that. We are still in the bear market. Eventually, I'll get a nice W and a nice location to hunt along on this altcoin. I don't need to chase something like that. I know it's the best thing since hot water, but still, no. Avax, I had a nice trade in this in this level. Someone from Crypto Traders Arena called me educated ape because I was chasing. I was not really chasing, but I was, let's say, I was aping in, but I was aping in with risk management. So I'm an educated ape because I only risked 1% from my trading account on this move up. After that, on lower time frames, I tried to hunt a bot setup. Yeah, got to close to my take profit area, but didn't hit my take profit area. and then back down at the entry. Almost every one of us was stopped out at scratch, and now nothing to do. Let's wait. Let's just wait for a new setup. And 1 inch, you can see the bottom. Just give me a clear retest of this level, a new W on the long reload zone, and I'll start hunting. I could go on all the altcoins from Binance. Almost all of them, they look the same. So Bitcoin dominance going up, altcoins retracing. We don't know what Bitcoin will do. If Bitcoin will go down and Bitcoin dominance will go up, that means is probable, at least possible, that altcoins will break this low, the 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 lows they made. If Bitcoin behaves nicely and I don't know, just ranging or doing a pump chaser zone and then up again, could be a nice opportunity for us to get a nice long setup. Up to up to your plan and your strategy. But this is my way to see the market. Another update. I still don't have this Crypto Traders Arena page up and running. Still in still under construction. I'm hoping for a nice banner, and after that, everything is set up. I just need the banner, the first page, and I guess this one could be the page. I don't know. Let me check. 1 second. So this image will be our cover page. It's not ready yet. A really good artist is working on this painting. Will be something nice. I really like what he done until now, and so just to finish this one, and then I'll start this page. That's it, Brian. From my part, if people want me to take a look at something different, I cannot go. I have the YouTube page on the same window. If I go, you'll see the YouTube page over and over again in a mirror.
Okie dokie. That was a pretty good report. Thank you very much for your summary. Looks like getting pretty good feedback from people on YouTube. So nice job as usual.
Let's just move the YouTube page. Oh.
All right. Here's the well, I guess for the purposes of the second half, why don't we we'll jump off of your screen share. Actually, I guess I have to change the screen maximization. Boom. And let's go share now. And this is actually the image I wanted to show you all earlier. I just couldn't find it. It was driving me crazy. So, and actually it was interesting. Somebody in the lounge, which I thought was so cool. Somebody in the lounge just posted, and I thought their comment was funny. They said, Brian's chart, January 2021. We knew about the bottom a year before, it seems. So that's kind of cool. And really, all I did was just what's called a market symmetry study. And if you kind of think that the history, it's weird, history doesn't repeat itself, but they say that it rhymes. So odds are current corrections are going to look a heck of a lot similar. I suppose the one thing that I should have done with this, but I didn't even think of it at the time, was to at least drag this down to 78.6, because you know how much I love 78.6 as a trade level. And lo and behold, if you actually look at what happened, this is a different chart. Let's see if I can show you that. Maybe I'll just pop it out here. BTC USD. Where is crypto? Bitcoin. Let's just clear all this off. To remove drawings. Poof, gone. Okay. If we look at our correction here. It turns out we did go to 78.6. God darn it. So it's remarkable. Like, yeah, we just do this, you know. Wasn't that a cool demonstration of Paul and the candle body highs for trade location? God damn, I hate when I see that happen. So it's almost like a bloody cliche, eh? Anyway, there's 78.6. That's why that was so awesome there. And then we can go to the previous correction. I don't know whether we maybe go off Silk Road lows. I mean, you can see 78.6 was hit here. Probably off the entire range. There was 78.6 set up that bottom there. And this is actually what I think we're going to do. So notice how we did go beyond 78.6 here. In fact, we went almost. Did we get down? We didn't quite get down to 88.6. This was, I think, the Mike Hearn Rage Quit, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember there was a guy who was selling like 30,000 Bitcoins into here, and they just, you saw them, they were up on the offer, and they just got chomped away, and as soon as they were gone, that was the end of the bear. And we never looked back. Remember I said too at the beginning of the episode that I kind of thought that this current rally that we had was awfully similar to that. So I think we did, though, recently. Actually, it was interesting when you saw Paul. He did that fib there and 61.8 tag there. Also, too, this is a really great lesson for all of you. Just this idea that these highs, and I was telling the people on this site. I don't know whether I said it in a public video. It might have been a Sunday show. But each of these highs actually represents what they call a liquidity pool, where people who bought this rally, quite often, sadly, the people who buy right up here, they're kind of like the public, and they're chasing. You heard Paul earlier going on, don't chase, God damn it, don't chase. Not allowed to buy up there. You're just not, especially if the low's way down here. You got to wait for that reload zone test, which sucks, but that's just part of a trader's life. Same thing through here. All these people that bought all the way up here, same sort of thing. And especially these guys caught up in this wick up here. They're and actually it's a good trivia question. Let's see how many. Mind you, most of you guys are all TRIers, so I'm basically preaching to the choir here. But where are the guys that bought in these wicks? Where are they sleeping right now? I don't know. Have you guys ever heard me make reference to this? I used to make reference to this years ago. Anyway, Ben, where do you think these guys that bought in here, where are they sleeping?
On the couch.
Yeah.
On the couch.
Yeah. All right, cool. So obviously I've said that once or twice before. Anyway, point of the matter here is they would love to get released, right? These guys have bought up in here. And that's basically what this event was. As soon as the price got up into that area, those guys are like, oh, thank goodness. I'm finally relieved. Also, too, think of it this way that, this is an M. So, lower highs and lower lows defines a bear market. A lot of guys, hey, that Beamish guy sells these M's. So I'm going to sell here, and I'm going to place my stop loss right above that high. And we'd actually call that the noob stop. That's actually where a lot of new people do place their stop on this M formation. And that actually ends up becoming almost like a magnet. So it doesn't surprise me that price got sucked up here. Because price will literally get sort of drawn to this level because there are actually people in the marketplace, and it's a bit sad, but it is the way it is, that they will actually buy here knowing that there are a bunch of stop loss orders, and they will keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying because these people are short and they're buying and buying, and they know that the stop loss, since these people over here were short, this stop loss is actually a buy order. So they will keep buying and buying and buying, pushing price up into here, into this level, knowing that if they can trip that level up, then all of these stop loss orders, which are buy, in essence, get triggered as market buy orders. The people that bought this and pushed it up here, they will sell into those market buy orders. And we used the expression, and then we went after the stops. So I also think that that's what's going on here. So as a result, this becomes a pretty darn big sort of area of, hey, come to me, right? I would often do a magnet in the past and go, ooh, let's see if I can do that. Come to me, come to me. Right? And sure enough, price just gets sucked right up into that level. But in an interesting way, if you think about that market symmetry kind of talk, a head and shoulders pattern is really nothing more than a symmetrical pattern. So I showed you that market symmetry chart earlier. Well, any of you can do this to get just sort of an idea of what's to come down the road. And this is an interesting one because you can see that this actually does make a W pattern. Actually, that's not what I wanted. Well, this makes a W pattern, and actually the middle part of the W, I think, is actually the fulcrum. So if you go from the middle part of the W, and this actually looks like what's called a billiard ball fractal. But if you do a market symmetry study, where I'm going to start this from the middle part of the fractal here, I'm just going to take the study, double click it, and click the flipped button. Then I can overlay that right on the fulcrum of the fractal right there. And lo and behold, it actually gives you a nice little roadmap to use going forward. That to me actually seems pretty realistic for the time being. Obviously, if new market structure comes in, that will dictate, but as long as, and you know, as I said that, you know, our algos told us to come in here and buy here through December, which made sense because the market was pretty darn washed out. Had a big rally, pretty big move. Like I think it was like a 23% move on the fund. So a pretty darn big move. Now, actually, I think I'm just going to sort of cool my jets and just, you know, wait it out. And what I noticed with Paul, I don't know whether you saw that, but quite a few of his altcoins, and probably if you guys ask us to look at some altcoins, I'm noticing some M's coming in. Especially that last one that you were accused of aping. What was the name of that one?
Avvax.
Avvax.
Yeah, that's AVAX.
Yep.
Actually, you know, before we leave this, do we want to, Ben, what do you think? Should we include that maybe in the this week's sort of Bitcoin chart? I don't know. Is that of any value?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds
cool,
good.
eh?
Yeah,
it's a good example of a fractal. Where is the chat room? I guess that's over here. So we'll go over here, and then we'll go here, and then we will go to there. Maybe that's not a bad chart. All right, so I wanted to point out this AVAX because it was a little bit disturbing what I saw there. I hope this isn't sort of a harbinger. Was that this? Do you do it versus Tether?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always like to ask you guys, so what's the sentiment around Mr. CZ? Is he still Mr. Popular?
He is popular, but
He is popular, but a lot of people, they are trying to, I don't know, spread some FUD about him.
So is that gaining steam, losing steam? I got the impression SBF found like $5 billion or something in a sock drawer or something like that. I don't know whether he's out of the penalty box yet or not. Anyway, all right, so here's the AVAX chart. You know, on a weekly basis, and I always think it's a good idea, you want to keep it really, really simple. 13 EMA versus 30 SMA. Very, very simple way for you to determine whether your asset's trending or not. Clearly, we've looked at this before. That looks like a pretty good trade level down there. I would take a serious look at this thing at 11.5 there, maybe up to 12. Weekly basis, actually, this is what's called an inside bar, and actually, technically, this is a rummy, even though I would call this a bear rammy, because I don't like the way baby's head is sticking outside of mummy's body, but that's candlestick, people. Although I'm a bit of a weirdo with that stuff. We go down to the daily charts, or maybe even like a 4-hour chart. And oh boy, when I saw that in Paul's screen, I was like, oh, garbage. So, and actually, you know what was weird is I put a tweet out about this stock market today. And some guy, he goes back, he comes like, are you ever right about anything? And actually, I was surprised Paul came to my defense. You know, he's right 60, 70% of the time. The guy's like, bullshit. and I actually responded back to the guy, you know, I don't care whether you follow me or not. I don't really give a rat's ass. But thank you very much for the defense, Paul. I appreciate it.
No, but that's the percentage. You are right.
Probably. Wouldn't surprise me if it's somewhere in there.
I didn't lie.
So the point, I guess, here is, what are we supposed to think if we see the market smiling at us? That's not a good thing. And I might even argue that if you are a bull, then what we really want to start to see is like 3 higher lows and higher highs and all that. But look at this. This also kind of bugs me. Notice, and this is the great part about these moving average systems, is they are basically, the principle is time frame agnostic. It's just really a question of what time frame trader you are. So you can see how this 13 EMA 30 SMA relationship crossed back bullish here. A little bit of a head fake in here. I don't know whether we actually crossed back bullish or bearish. No, a little bit there. Then back on the bull side, but look, we just got a nasty cross there. That the cross itself actually confirmed new bearish market structure. That's not a good sign, folks. Because this market structure is now confirmed with a nice solid close below these lows, you can actually start drawing new trend lines. Like that's actually a valid trend line now. So also too, might be interesting to see if this trend line and this trend line are actually parallel. Kind of looks like it, just eyeballing it. So, our rule, unfortunately, now has to become this thing's not a buy until we get a W on the other side of this trend line. And who knows how long that might take. It could take a while, folks. This thing's had a pretty precipitous rally back. So, a little concerned that quite a bit of the bullishness that we've seen in the space, it was quite remarkable. Mr. 7 trillion market cap on crypto by July. Like, wow, seriously? By July. I mean, what is it? Now it's the end of January, I guess the middle of January. So that's February, March, April, May, June, July. So in 6 months, the market's going to go tenfold higher. Wow. Okay. That might be a bit wishful thinking. So I wouldn't mind accumulating this thing into the next cycle. So I definitely want to keep an eye on it for down in here. But as it stands right now, there's a few concerning things on these charts. This is still 4 hours, so it's not like it's jump out the window. Actually, this is probably a good analogy on the 200 daily. Notice all we did was we just banged up against the 200 period moving average. And I would simply say that this is another reason why I like to use these particular moving averages. 200 now is going to be basically your ceiling. And the 30 SMA is actually going to be your support. And it's rising pretty quickly. So I would call this, and probably using arrows isn't the best thing, but I would call this a moving average sandwich here. It's probably going to do something like that. So that's probably what's in store for us here, folks. Be careful. If anything, you might look at a name like this and go, God damn, I totally missed the bottom there. It's not fair. They always leave me behind. And what I would say to you is, I wouldn't think that way. If anything, I don't know whether we actually have a bottom in here yet. This is a V bottom off a new low. Notice they kind of did a V bottom. This was, I guess, a bit of a head and shoulders bottom. Then they came after the lows and pow, smashed right through them. And a pow again to new lows. So, I mean, I'm not here to predict what this thing's going to do. But what I'd say is, no way in hell I'd buy that there. And if this thing really is a bull, it's actually going to have to take some time, get its butt over on the other side of this trend line and start Wing out and showing me that, hey, I'm actually a bull. And actually, even a stab against this low here, if we could see that bottom come in off of that level, that would actually be pretty constructive. So you can see, we got a lot of technical work to do here, folks. No doubt about it. So I can understand. And then also, too, when Paul was showing us the dominance chart there, I hate to say it, but that's a pretty good anecdotal reason to leave all this stuff alone for the time being, too. This was that total chart. Somebody asked me to do a parking garage. And actually, this is a concept that we teach in our level 1 program, the idea of extensions. So interestingly enough, total just kind of ran into a brick wall right at the 78.6 of its entire range here and 200% range extension, which is just really nothing more than that's a range right there, and all they did was just replicate the range one scale higher. And I hate to say it, folks, but this is actually extremely cliche when it comes to markets. This is what the pros do. They just basically stair-step markets up and down. So really not a big surprise that we stalled out there. Obviously, in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, Brian, well, I'm sure. Now, tell us now. And the interesting thing about this is you should have seen this coming. Because over there on YouTube, who can tell me what this is? I mean, this is another thing that you can take right from this video and start adding it to your trader acumen. What is that price pattern? Do, 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 do.
Brian is not a bull flag.
Nope, that's not a bull flag.
No, I know, I'm joking. Crypto, our friend posted that it's a bull flag.
The German guy?
Yeah, the German guy. Yeah. I even posted on Twitter about that.
Hey, there you go. Hey, Cole. Cole's such a smartass. I gotta show your comment, Cole, you bastard. That's a dangerous sign, and if you see this in the future, if you are here to learn how to trade, right? Take a screenshot of that. We're giving you this information for free. Right at Brian's parking garage level, and of course right at Brian's favorite fib. I mean, yeah, and way to go, everybody. It's an ascending wedge, and usually, unfortunately, that has to resolve bearishly. So, anyway, it's an inverted crypto. We'll call it that. Mind you, you know what? Let's, if anything, I think my New Year's resolution is, I don't give a poop about the shillers. And I don't give a poop about these other YouTubers and stuff like that. I mean, all the power to you. Obviously, they're much better at this social media game than I am, so who am I to criticize them? Obviously, they're awesome traders, and they work for the best interest of the public, right?
Yeah.
All right, PMA for the win and all that. Actually, I had a fantastic... Actually, cool. I was just going to say this. I had a fantastic meeting today with Sharktoshi, the Joshua McGowan, just above you there, Cole. And who was it? And Marat and Zach, our level 2 and level 3 instructors. The only person we were missing was Grim from the crew. But I had just such an enjoyable meeting with the three of them this afternoon. So it was really, really enjoyable. Thank you, Joshua. It's having people like you in my life that makes me so appreciative. And of course, the crew here Wednesday evening. You guys Totally awesome. So I'm surrounded by good people. I'm surrounded by knowledgeable people. I think I've conveyed how to trade, and some of these people, Paul, I think they've taken the shit to the next level. So hats off to you, Paul. Anyway, you know who we haven't heard? He's been awfully quiet. Where's that Ben guy? Ben, the more quiet Ben is, the more scared I am. What kind of master plot are you working on over there?
Always scheming.
Well, I suppose it could be a good scheme. If anything, I always loved your aura. Paul's off. He's gonna have a smoke now. So we've lost Paul now. So, is there anything in particular that you'd like to add to the equation here tonight, Ben?
Sure. I could take a quick look at the Litecoin halving chart. See where we're at.
I think the darn thing keeps moving up here, right? Yeah. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if it got whacked here with the rest of the market. Okay, so do you have the screen? Do you want a screen share?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yep.
I'll
share
my... put your you're on screen now, and I'll maximize it as soon as there it goes. All right.
Okay. Can we see the the Litecoin chart here?
See a heck of a lot. Is there any way?
This is a very, very busy chart.
I doubt the people online are going to be able to see that, and the problem is that the Hangout chops off about half of the darn page. Hey, you know what?
Okay, gotcha.
Why don't you?
Is the aspect ratio a little funky as well, or does that look a little better?
That actually filled the screen quite a bit more. Yeah. You're probably just gonna have to if anything, can you take a screenshot of it? Just take a camera shot of that. And then I'll put that in the YouTube chat there, and then that way the viewers can actually click on it and have the chart in front of them, maybe on another screen. Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
And then you just talk us through.
Yeah. All right. Cool. And by all means, jump in if you've got any questions or any comments. Is that the chat you want to put it in?
It's done. All right, put that away there, and you go back to that screen, and there you are, YouTubers. There is the chart. Also, I guess, try and put it in the comments so that people afterward can see it. You can also get it probably on the app, right? Isn't this on the app?
That's right. This is on the app.
So really, everybody just
and
get it there. But okay.
Yeah. So 1,000-foot view. This is the Litecoin chart I did up, and kind of framing a bit of expectations of where I see it might be going over the next few months leading into the next halving. There was a video I did quite a few weeks back now, but just talking about how it tends to bottom in between the 78.6 and the 88.6 between the halvening points, and that's where that 0.836 number comes from. And I mean, the first one pivoted bang on it, and there was a nice little pivot this time as well. And yeah, so I just wanted to do a bit of a zoom in and see where we're going, kind of heading up into that that dump chaser zone, where we've got some couch sleevers as well, and then obviously with my expectation of the possible emerging trend of diminishing returns, where in the first halvening we had the opportunity to bang out 3 doubles. In the second one, we had the opportunity to bang out 2 doubles between these levels, and then in this current leading into the next halvening, it's historically been bullish, going up to 6 to 7 weeks before the halvening, and so perhaps in this one we might get the opportunity to bang out that 1 double from the pivot point. which taking us up into this area here, which coincides with this resistance, and also I've threw on this kind of trend channel that I learned in level 2 a few weeks back, and it seems to be respecting that pretty well. And we've just been rejected off of there once again, and that seems to be kind of right on track for where Litecoin might be heading. So that around the middle of the year would be that 6 to 7 weeks out from the next halvening date. So yeah, just wanted to check in with that and give a little bit of an update and see if it's tracking along kind of in the rhythm as expected, and I think it's kind of doing its thing. But obviously that's a bit of a range there, and I mean, even if we kind of banged around in here doing something like that, that could be quite tumultuous.
So this isn't that interesting. So you don't really expect much more past this double.
Well, if we were looking at it from a point of view of like historically,
that diminishing returns, that's fascinating.
The diminishing returns. So and it might make sense if like you're thinking that this year might be a little bit of like sideways, and we maybe even go in and put in a big W here, or we hit here and we create like a spring, like kind of wash the lows here.
I like Wyckoff spring idea. Especially since the last low, people are going to look at that last low and go, oh yeah, I'm totally going to buy against the bottom. Look at that killer test in 2020 and how if you just bought against the lows, it would have just been so awesome. So this time around, they're going to go and flush that low just to piss the kids off. And probably run a bunch of people.
Right. We could do that. Or, I mean, over here, it just kind of went sideways.
Yeah, well, I suppose there's that.
A long time. That would be frustrating too, yeah. But, I mean, it's a nice base.
I guess the question, do you follow the fundamentals on this at all?
Every now and then I'll Google.
So, like, where the hell's Charlie these days?
What it's up to. I think the last thing I kind of looked at, they implemented Mimble-Wimble, like privacy capabilities, which I don't know if that's a dead story now, but that was.
I remember I remember when I interviewed Da Vinci there. Back in early 2019, right at the very bottom of the market. And he was all excited that was the new technology that was all the rage then. So interesting, here we are 2023, that's 4 years later, and Litecoin has now implemented this. I don't understand any of this stuff.
I mean, as far as I know, it got implemented, but I haven't checked in since then.
I've always made the argument that, and Shane was the one who brought this to our attention, that Doge is actually validated through Litecoin, right?
Okay.
And that's probably one of the main reasons why Litecoin is doing as well as it is that Elon kind of needs Litecoin to keep doing its thing for Doge to be the machine that it is.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that would certainly cement its place in kind of justifying.
It does make sense for your just one double here. Where it's not really like Litecoin's going to knock the cover off the ball and, reinvent the wheel kind of stuff. But it's just going to just slowly keep just validating. But I'm not exactly... So Adam C says there, Doge is built on the Litecoin network. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm just curious. I always like to ask you, and both of you, in sort of crypto direct questions, because you guys probably have a better feel for what's going on in the space than I would. So anyway,
I try to keep up with it as best I can, but
where's Nick when you need him?
There's a lot
Nick
out
would
there.
tell us a yarn or two.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's a dinosaur coin. That's
I suppose so. Have you guys gotten in on the artificial intelligence coins? Paul, you trading up any of those names?
No, I'm just using the chat IE to answer some questions.
So you use that chat GBT thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you punched in what Litecoin's doing lately?
No, he's behind only from 2021, no more than that.
That's right. Yeah, I keep getting that error too.
What was that? I'm surprised nobody's asked that thing. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Or where can I find Satoshi Nakamoto or something like that? Anyway.
Yeah. Could have the answer.
Okay. I suppose this is an opportunity for us to. I mean, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that, Ben, or have you said your piece?
There was one quick thing. I noticed someone put a thing at the beginning of the chat about it being Chinese New Year. And so I threw a quick study together on if Chinese New Year does have a fundamental effect on Bitcoin. I don't know if you've ever looked into that before.
Well, they, the Chinese, they hand out these red envelopes through New Year, and usually it has cash in it. Yeah, there you go.
That's one of these guys.
You can actually buy Bitcoins and pass them around in them. I don't know whether that ever became a thing or not.
But I wonder if maybe some of these red pouches go into Bitcoin.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I wonder if some of these red pouches go into Bitcoin.
Well, I don't know. Winnie is coming down pretty damn hard on the Chinese people now, eh? I don't know whether they even have permission to breathe. Isn't Bitcoin kind of
I guess it would be. Now? I think that was the latest, wasn't it? I mean, they moved all the mining. They shut down all the mining there.
Poor old Chinese people. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't be one to comment on that, but maybe that might have been one of the reasons why we had such a precipitous rally. People trying to get their money the hell out of China. I don't know. But we got to be careful about those kind of comments, right? I gotta be careful in these public shows about comments about substitute drama teachers too.
All right. Well, how about we keep it
what's your thoughts with regard to Chinese New Year? Do you actually see some flows?
So, all I did was just quickly took all the dates where we have Chinese New Year, and I threw them on a Bitcoin chart, and had a look immediately after kind of what generally happens within the days.
Be interesting to see, like in
following.
the bottoming years, what it did.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it seems to, on average, kind of tick up a little bit after.
Why is it?
Like
I thought it was January, isn't it? When's the New Year holiday?
So this here is a list of them.
Oh, they sometimes they move around quite a bit.
Because it's a lunar calendar. It shifts around. So maybe, I don't know if it has more to do with the. I don't know, something else maybe it's the moon cycles that's causing the change.
And what animal is it this year? This year it's
we get a rabbit this year.
What the hell that means?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a rabbit's foot? Good luck.
Well, we know that Bitcoin's top should be in sort of November, December of 25, eh? So I wonder what a snake is. Is a snake bullish?
Well, we get the dragon.
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah, 24
The year
should
of the
be
dragon
a good
for
year.
24.
24 should be like the years where you remember when Danny was all the rage there a couple years ago? You remember?
Yeah.
You remember Danny
Yep.
and Magic Internet Money and all that?
Yeah.
So 24 should be a year like those. 24 and 25 should be the years that those guys start coming back into vogue.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, Sjord, he was starting to get excited about one of those AI projects. Did you guys catch his presentation?
No, I didn't. What was the project specifically?
I think it's RNDR or something like that. Let me see.
Render.
Oh, render.
Yeah, I mean, there's a list of about 4 or 5 of them that we put together, and
Okay.
he said he sort of has friends that work in this particular industry, and they were like, yeah, I could probably justify using that service. So, what I like is I could very easily see this kind of name do very, very well into this next cycle. I could easily see 100x on this thing. So that's just technical. But anyway. Okay, so please finish your thoughts, sir. Sorry, I totally interrupted you.
Yeah. So that's what I did. Just kind of quickly threw it on, and I just looked at like immediately after if there was a explosive move one way or another, and kind of what that looked like. So obviously over here was an explosive move down, following the Chinese New Year date, and then just pop them all over onto a spreadsheet, and you can see
I'm surprised 2018
on average
wasn't a down year, right?
Yeah. So on average, we take an average of all of the years. Kind of after you get a explosive move of 18% over 14 days. So
And what day
I thought that was
the
pretty.
New Year this year?
This year it's going to be January 22nd.
Oh, so it hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah. It has not happened yet. So it's coming up. But I do wonder if I was just trying to put in the.
Actually,
I was trying to get the.
If you go on that Brave New Coin, what was the first year of that?
Wrong.
Wasn't that 2008?
Yeah. Brave New Coin. I'm on Bitstamp, so I'm going back to 2012 here, and then we just got the dinosaur here.
Brave New Coin Index. Let's see how far back this thing goes.
2011. At the beginning.
Are you able to pull it up? Are you
August
looking at it, or do you want me to
2010.
pull it up?
So that's a little bit longer than you have, but it's not that much. I just, if you want the data for your study, because it would be interesting to see how Bitcoin acted in a year of the rabbit before.
Yeah, I know, and I think.
And can you go back to that schedule of the dates? Yeah, but that big list.
Here we go.
Yeah,
this guy here.
We're in rabbit this year. When was rabbit last?
So 2011 would have been the rabbit, right?
2011. And we do have the data. Yeah, so BLX does have the data from 2011.
All right. Let's try that. Let's pull it up and see.
BLX, yeah, Brave New Coin Index, yeah. I mean, you're probably going to have to look at it. Well, I mean, you could zoom in. But
this guy here?
Yeah.
This guy here? Yeah.
It's not the best data, but there is a full year. There's even a year prior to that as well.
Okay.
Probably have to hit the circle button and really zoom in.
All right. Okay, so 2011 on what date are we looking at here? February 3rd.
Like, if I'm not
Let's see if there's
mistaken, the
any-
Fed's gonna take a big, solid dump on all of us, aren't they?
That's what they're saying.
Wow, there's February. Oh,
February
wow, look how
3rd.
volatile
Okay.
it got.
Ah, look at that. So it's almost like it was the
Oh, where did you go?
it was almost like that ABCD had the pullback going into the new
Like a
year,
midway,
and then
halfway point.
yeah, and that seemed to be a bit of a trend in the previous chart. There was a bit of a resting period on the day itself, and then
And interesting how it,
some volatility on
like,
the other
through the
side.
following correction, it just came back to that level. And then started its new leg higher.
Wow, that's a good year. I think that might be the best. The year of the rabbit might be the most.
Because it's running for its life.
Fortuitous.
Buy Bitcoin, get the hell out of China.
7%. There you go. We got that one.
Yeah, there you go.
2011. And we'll go, what was that, 67%?
In 10 days, maybe this is Mr. $7 trillion market cap coming into reality.
There you go. Within 7 days. Wow. Okay. So that changes our average.
But I'm surprised in the correction years of 28 or 18 and 22, that study was still up double digits following the day. That's remarkable.
Yeah, we were looking at. You want to see the chart?
Oh, no, I believe the numbers.
2018.
So, what did you say the day was? February 3rd? No, January 22nd.
January 22nd this year.
So that is just a few days from now, eh? Or are we here? It's the 18th. So get ready, in 3 days, price is going to explode higher. Is that what you're saying?
We're not saying that.
We're not saying that.
Ben's making the call.
We're just seeing if there is a fundamental historical.
I don't know. It's just
that might be
I think this is quantitative analysis.
Quantitative analysis. Okay.
What was the percentage rate of return there?
Well, we're not to 22. Over. If you took it every single year.
But what was that particular year? 67%.
Oh yeah, the year of the rabbit. Yeah, let's put that there.
It's running like for its life, right? Holy Jesus! Yeah, maybe that guy Sharktoshi's gonna be proved right. That would be so funny. Where the hell 67%? So that would take Bitcoin at right back up to 33,000. What do you think, folks? Would you like to see that?
What was that? Who was it? Jamie Dimon that had the 38.
Joey? What did Joey say?
Joey Dimon. Didn't they call 38 last year?
Yeah, that's what he thought fair value was for it.
I thought it was going up there.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Sure, he probably fired the person who said that.
Yeah.
Well.
So yeah, and then next year we got the year of the dragon. So look out.
Yeah. Well, and what was the? But see, isn't that interesting? 2012 was a down year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't expect next year to be a down year, but maybe it might be. Suppose it, if we rally too far here, maybe it will have to be.
I mean, if you look at 2012, it was actually not a down year, right? It was actually quite an amazing year for Bitcoin. But following the new year, it just had that dump. Kind of capitulation. So,
and what's your metric for sort of measuring the end of the move?
Just an extreme move, kind of immediately after. Just trying to gauge if I don't know, there's like a particular sentiment that maybe comes out of the, maybe people are feeling more positive after a New Year's Day, and they've got a few of these to burn, and maybe they.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Like from what I understand, life in China is a bit challenging right now. So.
Right, and also given that there's a ban on Bitcoin, it's an anomaly in that regard as well. So certainly just a little bit of fun looking at it.
Ben's still saying that it's going to 33,000 though. That's what I heard. What do you think, Paul? You like that prediction?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I could live with that.
You can only go +2 on our little boat bets though. So I don't know what price going up 60%. What would that be? +6 or something? Oh, okay, cool. Well, so what do you make out of this whole Justice Department to announce major international crime enforcement action? I thought that was so funny how they build this morning, eh? I don't know. Did you see any of that stuff?
I mean, I always, since kind of learning enough to be dangerous about technical analysis, I always just find it really interesting how news events seem to follow what things like the breadth indicator tell you.
Yeah. What a coincidence you get. It just seems so phony baloney. I don't know. Something just didn't seem right about all that. Yeah. You just wonder whether the Joey Diamonds of the world, kind of finesse or manipulate this news flow.
It's almost a little too orchestrated to be.
What do you think of that SBF guy? Is he out of the hot water now, or is he still in the penalty box?
I haven't really been following the story as of late, so yeah.
Any comment from you on that, Paul? Do you care?
No, it's just I really don't care because I'm a day trader.
Would you buy? Let's pull up the SOL, if you wouldn't mind, Ben, since your screen's on the screen here.
Okay. You can see on my Twitter the SOL chart. I posted really just now.
All right, there we go. I'm going to jump onto Paul's.
Maybe we should just move to his website. I don't know.
There we go. Where did you tweet it, Paul?
Just below. Look at that one.
Oh, is that SOL?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. You can see the bar pattern. So.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, I guess that's a nasty top, eh?
Yeah, on 1 hour, 4 hour chart. Yeah.
All right. Well, Bart Simpson says it all, doesn't he? All right. Yep. Well, that is top of the hour, and I didn't see too many requests today. I'm a little bit surprised. We'll leave the open, we'll leave the request open for a couple minutes if you want, if there's anything in particular you want to look at. Somebody's saying there's something going on versus ETH versus BTC. Oh, do you not want to chart for us, Ben? I thought Ben was going to do the TA tonight.
I could if you want.
It doesn't matter to me. You guys, I mean, I can see it already in you, Ben. As students walk through the education program, I can literally see you charting, getting better and better and better and better. So
I appreciate that.
Love now you're using price channels in your analysis. That's cool. Awesome to see application of the school material.
Yeah, that's been a great one.
Yeah, that's been a great one.
So, you feel like doing any more charting tonight, or shall I take over the wheel? It's up to you. I don't care.
I'll let you.
I'll let you.
Right.
I'll let you do it. I'd love to see you chart.
Here is that. I don't think I was showing you earlier, but here is that RNDR, and you can see the moving average confluence coming in here. So you can see everything's all coiling up here. I don't know whether I necessarily think that this thing's actually bottomed yet. If we go out to the weekly chart, You can see the moving averages are humming and hawing. They're awfully close. Probably could use a little bit more cleaning up. But anyway, good looking chart. And sitting there at 54 cents, I could very easily... like Sjord actually told us last cycle about an idea at about, I think it was 60 cents. He said, I think that this guy's going to do big things. And that silly thing went to $119. Why do I know that? Because I had an order to sell at 120 and I never got a fill. It was like my 20th double, so I got nothing to complain about. Anyway, so the point here is I could very easily see this is one of these artificial intelligence, and I'm getting sort of the vibe out of the community and out of the site that that artificial intelligence is gonna, and artificial intelligence related crypto proxies are going to be pretty hot this cycle. So anyway, it is what it is. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this, and as I said, Sjord suggested that we ought to keep an eye on it. Now, I suppose we'll just finish off because I don't see too many requests here, but we'll finish off with somebody wanted us to look at ETC versus BTC.
I took a look in my presentation, but maybe it's a different time frame.
Actually, I guess that was ETH, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's Ethereum Classic. Sorry, my bad.
Was it ETH versus BTC? I hate to say it. I mean, what can you say? At best, that's a consolidation. That's a weekly price chart. I mean, if you were trading this, I think you're getting your trending signals that it was turning back up here. Beautiful little W. Actually, this is probably a pretty good example of that concept of sort of combining concepts. And actually, this is a really cool concept too. Take a screenshot of this. This is a good one. Whoops. Let's try that again. Sorry about that. I'll go here to here to here to here to here. Is it Gardley? Is it a bat? I'll leave that up to you. Point here is I see this a lot in my career. If you get a big W that has an M actually buried inside of it, and we go up through the middle part of the W, that is a very, very bullish message from the market. Very bullish. And interesting how all of that happened, right? This whole harmonic pattern had to happen to actually get the moving averages to the point where they could come and cross at a pretty respectable level. So I think I told you earlier, I'm a big fan of the 13 EMA, 30 SMA moving average relationship to tell you about trend. Then if you get one of these harmonic patterns, and Ben, this is exactly what you should be studying right now. You probably haven't got to the point in that huge manual that we have you read. You probably haven't got to the point of actually seeing these full harmonics, but this is ultimately what I need to get you to the point of seeing. So, if you can have a moving average cross validate the harmonic, wow, wicked bullish. And then, of course, then this turns into a big W. And interestingly enough, you can actually even maybe you can even visualize it. This is like a trend continuation sort of consolidation here. This looks like it probably has gone a little bit farther than 66. Yeah, it's probably pretty close. Just for argument's sake, we'll call it a bot. So yeah, it's close. Bot setups, had that been above 66. Probably want to try and hunt especially look at that nice 3-bar fractal there. Maybe you see that off like the daily bar chart. There's a nice bottom there. And actually there's also another little bullish bot right in there that would have snuck you in on the long side there. And of course this is a big honking W. You could have just bought that big W there and said I'm going to risk against these lows, yada, yada, yada. So really, really good example of what a market looks like when it's turning, a market in transition. The only problem is, look how far away that is. Holy for holies. That's a long way away. And that's actually years ago, eh? That's like 3 bloody years ago. So that trend looks a little bit old, if you're asking me, by crackers. I suppose a little bit dangerous here. What is a reload zone of that entire range? Where is the... There it is. There's reload zones way down there. There's Paul's 61.8 fib right there. Although I don't know whether I could take that. If we fail and break through here... Actually, that's an interesting one because... this might even set up a boom, boom, boom. Whoops. Anyway, I was going to show you. That's not an ABCD tool, though, is it? Let's try that again. There is ABCD. So boom, boom, boom. Probably down somewhere in there. And notice there's Paul and his 61.8. So that's pretty close. So it's the interesting also too. 200 period moving average is right against there. So, oh boy, that's a little dangerous. If you are a bull and you're thinking trend continuation, I suppose there is a setup that you could potentially hunt right up top here. Boom. So 33 to 66, and then we just clone that. If you do want to keep playing this higher, market will do any old damn thing it wants. The one thing that I learned forever ago is all you can do is, learn setups that theoretically have a pretty high probability of success. And then just simply trade the setups and put your opinions away. They don't really mean anything. So, interesting on this one, you've got 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows. Pretty good looking market structure right off that 25 level. I really wouldn't have a problem if you said, Brian, I'm long from here and I'm going to risk down to a break of that low. And if with this trade does work, I'm going to look to take profits up here. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's pretty good trading. You're just going to have to sit in the trade and live with the results. But basically it's sitting right there. It's entirely up to you and your disposition. I mean, you heard Paul earlier. If this thing starts to roll over, I don't know whether it's, the whole market getting dragged down. This is, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So, if I understand, I guess this will move higher if Ethereum is worth more and more and more relative to a Bitcoin. So really what this is, I think, is it's a play on, what's the big upgrade coming called? I think it's like a Russian name or something like that, isn't it? You guys know? What's the upgrade
I don't know.
To the Ethereum network called? Doesn't send that. I mean, hey, has anybody got a chat GBT thing open? And you know what's probably going to happen is you're probably going to embed these AI things right in the search bar of your browser. So
Yeah, probably, yeah.
What is the name of the upcoming ETH upgrade called? There's a name to it. Shanghai. That's it. Which is interesting because I come from a world where if you got shanghaied, that actually meant something very derogatory. So I don't know if you know what Shanghai means. So isn't that interesting? I was thinking a Russian name, but it was actually Chinese name for the upgrade. Go figure. So if you're a fan of this upgrade, then you would expect this to keep working its way higher. To me, I think this is just purely a roll of the dice. And the problem I do see here is you are coming very late to the party. So you just got to keep expecting that the orgy is going to keep coming on. You know, the way that I would describe this is kind of like you were invited to a really nice party. You know, the party, they had a dinner party, early evening. In here, of course, you know, things start to get rock and roll. The band arrives, they get set up, the music's pumping, things are really hopping. You know, then somebody happens to be on the roof. They jumped off the roof into the swimming pool, and it's sort of like, you know, the lights go on in the neighbor's house, and you can see the old lady reaching for the phone to call the cops. So does she call the cops and the party's over, or is there another leg? Maybe she gets called over and she starts to party. Who knows? But that's kind of the way that I would describe it. I would say that we're sort of like maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning here. We're not 9, 10 o'clock. We're not midnight. We're now about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning in the party. Sometimes these parties go on all night. Sometimes the cops come and they shut her down. So that's probably the analogy that I would use. Well, if it is a cup and handle, then that means that this bottoming pattern here holds. Going long from this level will work well, and I would suggest you maybe ring the register if we pop up top. So anyway, so people were asking, you know, what's your opinion of ETH BTC over there? And I could see that. Like I said, if Shanghai works out, you got a nice rally up top. And also too, you know, interesting enough, Paul made the reference to candle body highs and lows for trade location. So what do you think? Does this make for a pretty good trade location right in there? And also too, you know, these guys, they're sleeping on the couch. They would absolutely love to get let off the couch or out of the doghouse or whatever. So if we get up into this area, you know, they're going to be motivated sellers up there. So notice, oh, gee whiz, look, that's up in that area too. So I'm not going to say that the party's over, but I am going to say that the party's kind of late. That's probably the way that I would look at it. I don't know. I don't think the indicators really are not giving us a clear sign one way or the other. They were overbought and there was divergence, and that sort of spelled what this, you know, played out to be. And you might argue that this was nothing more than just a good old 50% retracement. Doink. It's pretty cliche. So like I said, I don't think the party's over, but you are coming late to the party. That's probably the way I would look at it. Also, too, notice, this is a little suspicious. Where have all the buyers gone? If this was such an awesome party, where is everybody? Notice, look how hardy they were over here. Woohoo! And all of a sudden, the party's kind of thinned out a bit. So, all right, I don't know whether that helps. Somebody asked for, what time is it? Tell you what, let's pick up the conversation again this time next week. And, you know, just make sure to have those questions in early, because I keep an eye on them. And it wasn't until actually 8 o'clock that I actually saw somebody was actually posting stuff for us to actually look at. And I think that ETH comment was more a comment on just the Twitter says is bullish. I'm not quite sure what that means, but all right. Anyway, maybe that's the AFA. That's the buy the rumor into Shanghai, and then look out on the other side. Don't get shanghaied, as they say. Okay, I don't know. Do we want to include that into the doc? Is that of any value? Do we have an ETH BTC chart in there, guys?
We might do. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think there's any value including this in there?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've got it. Let's do it.
Right. There's not really much to say out of the indicator, so I think we'll just probably do the levels. Be interesting to say which way this thing goes. I might just simply say that if you do crap out, We'll actually do two sort of, and actually I get the feeling that this was Colin's pump chaser zone event that just happened there. So if we do crap out again, oh boy, we're probably going to be down for a while here. But nonetheless, let's put on reload zone. So at least anybody who is interested, they have that level to refer to. That's roughly about right. Geez, you can't even see that. Yeah, I guess we'll get rid of that. And I guess this is kind of irrelevant down here, right? You know what would be cool is let's do fog and bombs off of these lows. Fog and bomb. Bam. Well, I guess that explains all that insanity through there, right? I used to have 16 on there, but I guess we'll just leave it at that for now. All right. If we could throw that into the document, we get something to chew on there.
Brian, if we did manage to tag up top there before we crapped out, that'd make it one big billiard ball fractal.
Yeah, it would all depend really on how the top looks like. Because keep in mind, the billiard ball, let's see if I can remember this off the top of my head. It kind of goes like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that.
Like if
Like
you look to the left of the history of that.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Notice, look how symmetrical this is down here, right? Yeah. So,
yeah.
Actually, and notice, kind of like this. Notice this funny little that, and then that, and then that. Sort of like inside all of these things, right? So, what I've noticed, like, what struck me as odd with the billiard ball is that this M is actually lower than these shoulders. So, but I hear what you're saying. And really, it would make sense. Most of the time, this crypto stuff acts very fractally. So, yeah. I mean, we might go through a period where it gets insanely volatile like that, eh?
That would be.
So, ironically enough,
crazy.
If we do spike all the way up here, notice this low, right? You'd actually use that as a reference point. And, candle body lows, there's Paul. He'd be buying right there like a badass. And actually, interesting, look at candle body lows. Look how they're almost exactly the same level. So you can clearly see this is an important buying level down in here, right? So if we did spike up into these highs, then if you believe that this is your billiard ball, then 88.6, right on the nose there, right? So that would probably be like the killer level to buy. And that's gonna be one hell of a volatile ride, eh? Woo, woo, woo. And everybody, it's interesting. Well, leave off on this. Actually, we're around this night. We're starting to hear talk about people actually thinking about, okay, the Fed's done raising interest rates. Now it's time to start thinking about them lowering interest rates and how can we play that move. And so this is a 1 to 3 year U.S. Treasury bond exchange traded fund. And this is sort of the way that I would like to play this. But I could see that if these Treasury bonds, if this thing explodes higher, then it means the Fed is panicking and they're cutting rates like a son of a gun. And ironically enough, I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. So you might just get something absolutely insanely wild like this. Kind of like what we went through in 2019, 2020. Kavarkinator's killer Bitcoin trade and all that stuff. So, anyway. Okay, well, the only thing we have left to do now is read our tea leaves and our crystal balls. Did I give you the chart link for this yet, Ben? I think I did, eh? I think that's what this one is. Yeah. So just the chart link was just looking for a rally up top here, which I think is realistic. It's not unrealistic.
I'll pop it in.
So the only thing left for us to do this week, I think, is to take a look at our spreadsheet and come up with our grand predictions. Dun, dun, dun. Where is the spreadsheet? There it is, over there. All right. Since I think we probably should go from worst to best. So with that said, Brian will vote a... When's the Fed meeting? Yeah, believe it or not, actually, I think we're going to be right around this level, right through into the Fed, and then after the Fed, we puke out. So I think I'm just going to give like a 0 reading. We'll see how it goes, but that's my hunch. We're probably going to oscillate around this 20,000 for a bit. All right, Ben, what's your call? You were pretty generally in the right direction. A -1. Ooh, all right. And finally, Mr. All-Star Bull. Market only goes up, but this must be Bitcoin.
Exactly. 0.2.
Another
2%.
2, huh? All right.
Yeah. If I have a -1, a 0, a
There
2
you go.
is.
So we're spread right across the board.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't make money in this game unless you got balls. So Brian's chicken shit. Ben's, he's kind of stepping up here. And Ben is going to own us all by the end of this. All right, gentlemen. Well, I guess closing thoughts. Always tough to interpret what Paul's going to say in these closing thoughts. But why don't we give him the opportunity to speak his mind? What do you think, Paul? Any closing thoughts for these good people?
If you want to be a trader, you don't need to have an IQ at 180. You need to implement. No, definitely
That's
not.
good.
You don't need a strong will. You need good habits
Yeah.
for consistency. A lot of people, they want to compensate and put a lot of will. The will is limited. You'll finish your will at some point. But if you put good habits and a nice ritual, a nice consistent every day doing the same thing at the same hour, you'll manage to get a really nice. I don't know how to say it in English, but to be consistent in the market is the most important thing.
Amen.
And good habits could help you to do that. Waking up at the same hour, looking at the markets every day, have a clear path for your day will help you to become a better trader.
Well said. What happened? Did you give us your big tagline at the end of your newsletter tonight? I don't remember seeing that.
No, but I could do
Sounds
it now.
good.
Why not? So just treat the market like a business, and market will treat you like a king.
Amen. All right, coming out of the great state of Florida. Well, I guess it must be getting pretty late there for you even tonight, eh? All right, sir. What's a word or two of wisdom for these fine people here, Ben?
Don't forget, always have 3 separate, unrelated reasons for making a trade.
Nice.
Location, indicator, confirmation, and market structure. It's a good place to start. And always worth repeating, and always worth practicing. So yeah, get out there, practice it, and send some love and PMA to Brian and the board tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep, your best wishes and good karmic wishes helped me immensely with Lily. Actually, I was so under the weather this past weekend that I didn't even get to see him. So I haven't seen him in a week. So should be a good, fun visit tomorrow. So all right, awesome. All right, great note to end on. At TRI, we have actually started up our winter term. I suppose if you did miss the boat, you could probably pop on and cajole Julian into adding you to the program. I think now you can see the banners gone off the top of our page here. But good luck to all new students, of course, new level 1ers. If I understand, we have a pretty healthy class of about 40 or 50 people. So that's good. You'll keep Grim nice and busy. And I suppose special thanks to people who made referrals. I think Paul suggested 1 or 2 people come on over to the site. So thank you very much for those referrals. And you know, the only thing left to say for you new students is get to work. All right. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. PMA for the win. And the only thing left for us to say, since I haven't said it in a while, is a big bye for now.